Okay, quickly, I want to speak about character, right? And I'm going to use Peter Obi as case study. Then I'm going to diverge a little bit. I'm going to talk about VDM, and then I'm going to speak about the lawsuit Peter Obi slammed on Kenneth Okonkwo. Um, then character being like when you have a good behavior and you are consistent in your character, how it can earn you love, you know, genuine respect and followership. So you know that right now in the political scene, everybody is attacking Peter Obi. If you check very well, if you go to the social media, everybody is interested in what Peter Obi has to say. I'm very active on X, very active on X. Now, when you come to X, Peter Obi has like over 5 million followers. He grew, you know, now he has over 5 million followers, more than your president. And everybody is interested in what he has to say. People want to know what he has to say. So that's why a lot of all these political actors they go to TV stations to interviews and instead of speaking to the issue, they attack Peter Obi. Even the people that claim to be the opposition, they are not attacking the sitting government who has put us in this misery. They are attacking Peter Obi. Everybody's talking about Peter Obi. And Peter Obi goes to these places and he speaks to the issues. He doesn't attack personality. And he has been consistent in that character. His pattern of politics has been very different from what we are all used to. And sometimes I wonder this how these people think because they make it very difficult for themselves. How can you speak? How can you attack somebody so much and tomorrow you switch and start working with that person? Or you speak so highly of someone and tomorrow you switch and start speaking against the person? It makes you speak in the both sides of your mouth. So you make it difficult for yourself. That's why, as Peter Obi is now, he can work with anybody because he doesn't come out to speak against anybody. He doesn't speak against character. That's why he can work with anybody. And that's the kind of character that we need as a president. Because in our society today, abnormalcy has become tolerable. It is now something that we have to put up with. It's now something that is seen as normal, which is not supposed to be so. We need to start inculcating in our children or in the society the values that is needed in people. See, money can buy influence, money can buy possessions, of course, but you see, what money cannot buy is integrity. Money cannot buy genuine respect. Money cannot buy honesty. So the true worth of a man's the true worth of a man is not the size of his bank account, but the content of his character. So you know that when you lose wealth, you can regain it, but when character is lost, trust me, trust and honor is much harder to restore, right? So you see that go and study about great leaders who are who amass some level of followership. Great leaders are being followed not just because they are perfect, but because they have consistently demonstrated characters that inspire others, right? So you may admire talent, you may admire wealth, you may admire influence and the rest of them, but what truly attracts love and followership is consistent good behavior. And that is where a very dark man comes in. He has been very consistent in who he says that he is. He came out and he told you that this is who I am, and he has been consistent in being that. That's why he can come out and call out the government. And what's the worst thing that they will do? They will intimidate him, they will pick him up. Let me now predict. Let me tell you, because Nigeria is very predictable. You can tell what is going to happen. Let me tell you what is going to happen with what is like the current what is happening right now. He came back as he just returned to Nigeria. People are shouting, Tinubu must go, APC must go. The next thing they are going to do is they are going to try to pick him up, and then they are going to charge him for treason, for trying to overthrow the government. That's the worst thing that they would do. So the government, they understand that we don't know the power that we have. That's why whenever we try to raise our head, they will move in immediately to quench, they are very proactive to put fire, to put fear in you, so that you will not understand that you are powerful. They do that intentionally so that we don't understand that we are more powerful than they are. So, speaking of recently, what is happening right now with Kenneth Okonkwo attacking Peter Obi and accusing him of fraud, for me, my own personal opinion, when I saw that, I said Peter Obi shouldn't have even, like, should have just continued to ignore him, because suing him is giving him relevance, right? But I understand, thinking of it the other way around, I understand that this is a man that has built his reputation over the years. You cannot come and attach fraud to his name when he has he has nothing to do with being fraudulent. So it's not like there is going to be out, because if it's in a society where we know that there is rule of law, where we can trust their justice system, we can say, okay, there is going to be an outcome to this, and I'm going to want him to sue him. But in a place like Nigeria, where we had different lawsuits and we didn't hear anything come out of it, no positive outcome, it just dies out naturally like that. He shouldn't have even bothered, right? But then, because even if anything, like, Kenneth Okonkwo doesn't have that kind of money to pay. He cannot pay 5 billion naira or whatever. So, but then I understand that this man is trying to make a statement for just for the records, to know that don't attach fraud to his name. It's just for the records, because there is always the record. You can go back after years from now to look at it, like, this person accused this person and he sued him. I understand that. So the main message that I need to pass here is, while striving to make a living, let us also strive to live with integrity, right? And let us live with integrity and be consistent about it, because integrity would build a nation. Integrity would build the society. Let us not put the major, like, put everything on the government or on the leaders. Let us ourselves as citizens become better, because some people would say that nations get the leaders that they deserve. So have you looked inwards? Have you asked yourself, do we deserve the leaders that we have? Maybe we do. So we need to start working on ourselves. We need to start trying to improve ourselves and understand that integrity, good character, good name is better than money. Thank you, and God bless.